Hey guys, how's it going? This is Davin with Davin D Doodles, and thank you so much for joining me. Today we have part two of what might be a five-part series if I keep up the Avatar love. I am currently only on the first disc. I've never seen this series before, so please, first and foremost, no spoilers. Feel free to tell me who your favorite character is, but I don't want to know anything that goes along with the plot or how they may change and develop over time because right now they are all fresh to the show and they are not matured at all. So, with that said, I went ahead and I decided I wanted to draw Sokka. And this was a little bit hard for me to do this week. I am feeling a little bit off. I'm not really in the biggest art mood, but I decided to go ahead and pursue it, and I'm not too terribly upset with how it came out. I really wanted to do Sokka because I feel like he is a big part of the show, even though technically he's not a elemental bender of any kind. That's one of the reasons I really like him. He does have a little bit of a irritable character trait, but he's a teenage boy. He thinks he's better than girls because he hasn't reached that age where he's like super interested in them yet. And he's pretty much just dumb. And it's hard to say that you like him at first because there's already so much comedic elements in this show that for him to be this goofy boy character almost seems unnecessary. But the more I watch it, the more I like him and realized he really is. Because I think what's going to end up happening is as the other characters develop and they form better bonds with their powers and things like that, he's gonna grow more as a warrior character because he is convinced, well, he was pretty much left as the only warrior in the South Pole. I'm assuming he wasn't old enough at the time to actually go with the others. He seemed like a little bit young for that. So, I'm assuming he does seem to have the ability to learn pretty quickly from one of the episodes I've seen. And as he gets older, he's going to become stronger as well. And I don't know that it's going to really, it's probably going to be something that's overshadowed in the show where everybody's throwing around fire and water and stuff like that. But I really love characters that are put in fantasy type situations where there are other really powerful characters, but they can still hold their own in some way. So I really kind of feel for him, and I do appreciate him more as a character the more the show goes on. And I think compared to a lot of them, he has the most room to grow. Because I already have a pretty good idea of where they're going to go with the current antagonist. I can already see how they're going to make Aang develop and probably Katara and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to see what he becomes because, as I said, he doesn't have any kind of magic or elemental stuff on his side, but he's still going to be in the thick of it because he's going to stick it out with his friends and with his sister. He's very loyal, and I really like I really like that about him too. So I decided to draw him and his little boomerang, his favorite little weapon. It seems to get him in a little bit more trouble than it's worth, but I've seen a lot of little memes and stuff when I was looking at references, so I'm kind of curious what those are about. But I do think he was difficult for me to draw because his face shape is much different than anything I usually draw. He's got a very rectangular face, and I did use a reference. I did not actually reference anything directly from the show for this. I referenced someone actually throwing a boomerang. So I figured that was really close to what I was looking at. That would be ideal. And so I looked at this. I kind of had to take away a lot of the muscle. I tried to get his body to look correct, even though I had trouble telling from the reference what exactly was going on. And then I had to put it on a small sheet of paper. So I think I did pretty good for what I had, and this is definitely much more of a attempt to shrink down a grown man and shove a body of a teenager onto that. So I really had a lot of fun doing it, even though it was challenging, and even though some days I didn't really want to work on it. I felt pretty accomplished by the time I eventually got it done and started coloring it. And I also know some of the colors may not be spot on, but I had to work with what I have as far as the alcohol markers go. And I really am appreciative that I invested in a second company for alcohol markers because some of the Art and Fly colors are much different than Ohuhu, whereas Ohuhu has marker colors that, Art and Fly doesn't have yet. So they really worked well together and really pulled together this image, and I'm really happy with how it came out overall. So it was just a quick little video to show you what I worked on this week. If you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe to the channel because I'll have more from the Avatar group coming, as well as some individual projects along the way. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is safe, and I hope to see you again next week.